All right, welcome back, everyone. We are now watching papapizza pknm versus themayor and shayka211. It looks like the match is already in progress. So I think maybe they played a few games and then we caught them on a break or something like that. Looks like the current score is 4-1, favoring papapizza pknm. I'm gonna duck out really quickly to input the score of the last match before I forget. So we just watched a match a second ago here. Okay. All right, I'm going to put the bracket in the chat so you all can follow along. papapizza is streaming. And let me see how long his stream has gone. About 15 minutes. Okay. So, we're going to shout out papapizza. Be sure to check him out, drop him a follow. We'll probably raid him at the end of the stream. We'll see how it goes. So our current score 5-1, favoring papapizza pknm. H7 looks a little weak. A pawn could drop there at some point. Threaten in promotion. Oh, he puts a queen there. Pawn in could be good. Nope, but he's going to defend home base. pknm gets his king away from all the carnage. A7 a little bit weak, only controlled by the queen right now. Eventually probably wants to play king over or drop something on A7 or A8. So the mayor is from Greece, Shayka from Israel, pknm from Sweden, papapizza, it says from Vatican City. I think papapizza actually from the USA. But we truly have an international match here. papapizza is an international master. pknm is not an NM, not a national master, even though NM is in his name. I think the pknm, like back in the fixed days for Internet Chess Server, which it was kind of where everyone used to play Bughouse there before chess.com got Bughouse. We thought it was like a Pokemon reference, so pknm is Pokemon, but it's actually his first and last name. So first name is Patrick, last name, I forget what it is exactly, but it starts with an N and ends with an M. Shayka up significant amount of time, about 7 seconds here. papapizza picks up some free material. The mayor with a nice attack, trying to get a rook. Rook goes in. And the mayor gets mate on his board. So the mayor and Shayka used their time advantage effectively to get a win there. Our score now 5-2, favoring pknm papapizza. And again, we joined this match in progress, so I'm assuming that score is correct. Assuming there weren't any aborts or anything weird. Shayka getting a good attack on pknm. This king feeling a little bit vulnerable. Bishop would be good. But he's going to continue moving. pknm tries to fix his holes. On the papapizza board, everything looks pretty safe. pknm trying to get this queen out of his territory. Possible sack here. Queen takes pawn, but we don't see it. I assume we're going to play rook takes bishop. What is the point of this? Oh, I guess the queen does cover. I thought it was just hung, but it's not. That's a free queen. Queen down is interesting. I would have considered giving up the queen and just dropping a pawn on d2 to promote. I assume we're going to put the queen down, then knight check or something like that. A rook is quite good though. Rook at h1 is going to mate. Rook at h1 followed by knight check. Sorry, knight check on d2. Bishop covers this guy. Okay, they just trade queens instead. It's going to help pknm to live. Papapizza is starting to get in on the light squares. What? Isn't that? Oh, I see. If queen takes, then queen takes rook. Clever try there. Shayka coming in. So you have knight check, also knight takes pawn. Papapizza gets mate on his board. Took him a long time to wear down the mayor. The mayor was playing pretty solid, but finally he got in. Our score now 6-2, favoring Papapizza. Oh, these light squares do not look so hot. I don't know about this bishop move. I think I liked knight in a little better. There comes the knight. That does undefend d2. Take, oh, that's a little bit surprising, but okay. Okay, so he's going after this square. Could be a 2-for-1 sale with a queen trade. Papapizza has a crushing attack and his king is safe. pknm just needs to live and be a problem, and they've resigned it. Our score now 7-2, favoring Papapizza. A lot of trades could happen on the pknm board. These queens are in tension. Or about to be in tension, I should say. He wants to take this. Probably need a bishop on c6. Maybe the queen will come on c6. Oh, there's a knight there? I don't know about that one. Okay, so there are queen threats for checkmate. Oh, papapizza up a crushing amount of time, up 12 seconds. Shayka211 needs to hold the queen for 12 seconds. That is not going to happen. Papapizza, I mean, he may even have strong attacks without the queen. He has pawn checks. I think they're going to go for the queen. Maybe get a rook in. Trying to exploit the pin. Mike is going to see this. But it's tough. I mean, where do you go? Okay, rather than waiting for it, he's going to start moving. But now you got to watch out for... Okay, so papapizza has to check every move or he's going to be mated. But this looks like mate. Even without the queen, the two knights did it. My score 8-2, favoring pknm. That's mate. What? That was just a chess mate. Okay. So now our score is 8-3, favoring pknm. pknm gives up a pawn. And another pawn. So I could get a decent attack, but papapizza has a pretty good attack on the dark squares here. They've traded queens. Keeping up the pressure. Papapizza is just relentless with his attacks. Knight takes pawn. Could be an idea there. Oh, never mind. Papapizza sacks for a pawn. The pawn was really good for his partner. Good communication there. And he gets a queen for his troubles. Not only that, but pawns on the 7th. Rook takes. Gonna drop another pawn, I assume. We have a piece factory on the pknm board. Every pawn wins a piece. Papapizza is sacked for another pawn. More pawns. Pawn at e7 looks good. But he may be looking for knight plus rook. Knight plus rook mates. I still think pawn at e7 is worth doing. Partner seems to be going for the knight and the rook, though. Needs both, though. One alone is not fine. I mean, one alone is not enough. We take the rook. Is this gonna... Okay. So we have the rook. Papapizza up time, so he could always sit if there's trouble. Oh, pawn mates for Papapizza. Oh, this also mates. Well, you could put something here. Now our rook mates or pawn mates. Is this a real queen? I forget. I guess that is a real queen. Okay, so mate in 1 for papapizza. And they are up time. pknm doesn't need to move. pknm perfectly safe. The Peace Factory certainly helped. Our score 9-3, favoring papapizza. Oh, gives up a queen for maybe some attack. This knight guards. I'm not sure I like knight takes. I think getting the rook out might have been a little better. But maybe this is good. I don't know. So e7 is weak. The mayor. Knight check. This is probably going to lead to mate. He can't go down because there's knight takes pawn. Have to go up. I don't know about that. I might have taken one of the rooks, but okay. Their mate here. Oh, that's clever. I don't know about this bishop move. I thought you wanted the bishop on g5 instead. But papapizza does seem to be perfectly safe. I guess he's trying to get pieces to help pknm mate. They've won that game. Our score 10-3, favor in pknm. This is a first to 20 match, so we might be halfway through. F3 was a very unconventional move. papapizza exploits that by dropping a pawn in. He probably wants a bishop to attack and defend. Now he's going to use the knight. papapizza wants some trades to exploit these weak dark squares. Yeah, we're taking that guy. There's a bishop for papapizza. I assume it goes on f2. You could throw in a check, perhaps. Oh, that was not the way to go. Knight was mate. Maybe the mayor had pre-moved that, thinking something was going to land on f2 instead of d2. I score 11-3, favoring pknm. Queen trade happened on the shayka board. Knight is very good for the mayor. Very good in that it mates. Knight mates for the mayor. Don't think it's going to come though. Oh, never mind. papapizza has mate. Queen in his mate. Alright, our score 12-3, favoring pknm. By the way, pknm in previous tournaments partnered to Midnight Fox. They did quite well in the past. Midnight Fox is the main organizer of this tournament. So he decided not to play this year so he could focus on organizing. Past tournaments, there were some controversies about parents, and there were some ridiculous accusations that Midnight Fox had somehow tilted the parent in his favor, which, I mean, was false. But rather than dealing with those sorts of attacks, he decided to just focus on organizing the tournament. But it's good to see pknm found another strong partner. in papapizza. pknm, by the way, also very strong at 4-player chess. So he's been one of the finalists in the 4-player chess world championships for FFA, free for all. papapizza on the attack here. Free piece. papapizza gonna wait for some material, I assume. Oh wow, he gives up the knight. I don't know about that one. Probably wouldn't have given up the knight. This pawn looks loose. Oh, okay, he wins a rook. Seems worth doing. He gets back a bit of the material he lost. Could just take the bishop. He tries to get his rook active, but opens up his king a bit in the process. Not so sure that was worth it. So now both knights are loose. And he takes neither knight. That was a very odd life choice on the mayor's part. And picks up a free queen. Probably mate happens too, though. Yeah, that's mate. I score 14-3, favoring pknm. So pknm's light squares are a little bit weak because he played this c3 move. There's a saying that I learned from 4-player chess, which I really like, which is every pawn push creates a weakness. And I see that especially in Bughouse with the c pawn pushes. It's very common in Bughouse, especially at lower levels, for players to push a c pawn and then have light squared weaknesses. Light squared weaknesses if you're white, or black squared weaknesses. Dark squared weaknesses if you're black. papapizza has a really nice attack here. This is really impossible for the mayor to defend. Shayka has a nice attack, but not as nice. Probably he wants like pawn at g2 and hope for the best. But then he's going to get attacked himself with rook in and knight check. So pknm just makes his king safe. He lets his partner win. That's mate. Our score 15-3, favoring pknm papapizza. Sorry for the ASMR type in there. Just kind of preparing for the inevitable final score so we can be ready to raid papapizza with some viewers. It is first to 20. Our score 15-3. Hello Haas. Hello Hosty. Welcome in. pknm queen is pointing at this king. Queen trade on offer. They've traded queens. I think there's mate here. Yeah, sack the queen, knight, knight is mate. Nice find by pknm. Our score 16-3. Favoring papapizza. Always fun to see those queen sack mates. papapizza picks up a free pawn and sacks his knight. Going after the dark squares. Maybe knight check. Oh, I thought knight check would go on the other side. This is interesting. Seems to work though. Papapizza wants an endless supply of pawns. Maybe rook takes pawn. Oh, queen takes pawn. Looks good. pknm sidestep in instead of taking that pawn. If he keeps his king safe, then papapizza probably can mate. Assume we're going to see knight takes bishop. Not what I expected. Guess this is good too, though. Oh, knight mated there. Knight check, then rook in. This looks quite good as well, though. All of a sudden, pknm, his king is not so happy. I did not get a chance to look at the time, but I guess they were up some time. papapizza had a clear win there. So our score 17-3, favoring papapizza. papapizza picks up a free pawn. pknm has sacked his queen, trying to attack here. Gonna try to get his king a little bit safer. Probably gonna need to lose some material in the process, though. Is queenside castling usually bad in Bughouse? Often. You see a lot more kingside castling than queenside castling. I think that's true in normal chess as well, though. When you queenside castle, part of the problem is your king ends up on the c file, and you need to waste another move getting your king to like b1 or b8. Otherwise, if you don't do that, then like a rook might drop on the corner, like on A to attack you. I don't know. It's not queenside castling isn't terrible. Castling is kind of weird in Bughouse because when players start out playing Bughouse, they assume it's like chess, and then they assume castling is encouraged, and then they realize that when you castle your king gets temporarily very unsafe. So like an endless supply of pieces, and it's hard to keep your king safe. So then they think castling must be terrible. I should never castle. And then eventually you figure out how to defend a castle king. Then you're like, okay, castling is okay. And you start castling again. I think at the highest levels, some players castle as soon as possible. Other players will delay castling and then castle later in the game, so that you kind of have a choice. Like whenever your center starts to get attacked, they'll just castle to one of the flanks. So yeah, castling is nuanced. Yeah, you do need to know how to defend for sure. So our score now 18-3, favoring pknm. It is first to 20. Asti says, usually do full development, then king safety, then attack. Yeah, what I generally recommend to my partners is get your bishops and knights out as quickly as possible. And then often I tell them that they should castle, but it does depend a bit on the situation. Usually the rooks are the last to get out, much like in chess. Um, so there's some players that they just get a few pieces out and then they'll sacrifice and start attacking, and then they're playing without half their army. So I don't recommend that. I recommend that you mostly develop or fully develop before you start being very aggressive with your attacks. So yeah, I think you're doing well. If you do full development, thinking, safety, then attack. I think that's a good order. It looks like Papa Pizza up about 2 seconds. Probably gonna lose a queen. pknm has a fairly safe king. Queen trade on offer here. Queen trade still on offer. They have traded the queens. Knight at e7. Well, up until a move ago, looked like it was mate-ish. It still looks quite good. Okay, Papa Pizza is defended. And pknm on attack. Rook mates for him. Knights are good. Maybe get the other rook in, like rook d1. Possibility. He's gonna keep hammering with the pieces he has. Maybe bishop check. If king ever takes, we could get our other rook in. I like rook d1 here. Now you can never go back. Should be a pretty easy mate for pknm. But Papa Pizza, his king is not looking so hot. Papa Pizza down some time. He's gonna need to find a way to defend. This is pretty difficult to defend. You have a lot of different threats. Hasti. Yeah, every pawn push creates a weakness, for sure. So when you push the H pawn, that creates a weakness on G3, for example. Um, Back in the day, there used to be a player on the freenet chess server known as No Jokin, and his opening was he always pushed the H pawn, he pushed H4, H5, and then he would play pawn at G6, and he would attack after that. Like if the pawns somehow traded, he might sack his rook to keep the attack, or take the opponent's rook. The opponent defended f7. That's a very aggressive line. Um, it really only works if your partner can feed you a lot of material, but it's an interesting line to see. Yeah, the answers to a lot of questions in Bughouse is it depends, because it's going to depend on the piece flow. Um, and it's a team game, so you can't necessarily control what your partner does. Okay, so this was going to be mate for Papa Pizza with pawn in at g7. Our score 19-4, favoring pknm. This is match point, first to 20. Shayka being very aggressive here. Queen trade on offer. Papa Pizza seems to rip open these squares around the king pretty much every game. So it's worth looking back at this VOD. If you're trying to figure out how to attack, look and try to figure out what Papa Pizza does here, because he seems to do it every game. So knight mates for Shayka with a smothered mate. Knight check, king over, queen in. Then knight takes f2. And with the knight not coming, well, now a knight still mates, just a different way. Knight at h4, then queen in. Now a pawn mates. Oh, the mate even without a pawn. Very nice maiden sequence from Shayka. Well done. Hosti, there's a bunch of different ways to play bug house. So the question is, should one player be attacking and the other defending? And often beginners think in that mindset. They'll think like, oh, white moves first, so white has the initiative, so white should be the one attacking, and then black should be the one defending and feeding white. But that's not necessarily true. If somehow you can both be attacking, then that would be preferred. What doesn't work out generally is if both of you sack. If both of you sack pieces while attacking, then probably you're both going to run out of pieces. And then you're both going to need to start defending, and it's not going to be happy times. I assume we take this. So yeah, the key is if you can either trade even or win pieces, or not lose pieces while attacking, then that's preferred for sure. Queen trade. So queen here is mate. Queen at c7. There's still a mate with knight check and then queen in. This is clever because pawn takes is still going to be good. I wonder if there's like queen at e3 shenanigans, and he's going for it. You can always take back. Wow, pknm is full sending it here. Rook mates for pknm. I think you don't. Oh, wow. Maybe that works. I think a pawn can land in here. Okay, shayka has crushing attack. Has to watch out for mates though. Might consider getting this bishop out. Or actually knight back here might be bad. Oh, nice resource from shayka. Wow, nice mate by shayka. So the match continues. Our score 19-6, favoring papapizza pknm. This again is match point. Hasti, again, when you're attacking, you don't necessarily need to lose pieces or sack pieces. So it is possible to attack and win pieces while you're attacking. That's the dream. So not recommended for both of you to attack and sack pieces, because then you will run out of pieces. But if you're able to do it where you don't lose pieces, then both of you attacking is not a problem. There's discovered check with king takes knight. But instead he's probably, oh, he did do that. Okay. Knight check, I assume. Okay, now he's going to wait for material. There's a bishop. Bishop check. And then the queen would mate, which prevents shayka from sacking the queen. If shayka could sack the queen, I think he would. It probably leads to mate. Alright, that is GG's. So, our final score 26. HS struggles. Favoring pknm and papapizza. So GG's. Congrats to the players. I'm gonna send you guys to papapizza, who is streaming right now. He's probably gonna end his stream fairly soon, but I'd encourage you all to follow papapizza, and you can go wherever he raids. So thanks everyone for joining, and I hope you all have a great night. Bye, guys.